Trinity issue 4. Francis Manapul is the only name on the cover. So
Feels good to have that back, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And it's a Poison Ivy centered
I know.
issue.
I know.
Oh, it's like he wrote it just for me.
So,
Like,
a lot is revealed about what's going on in this issue. So we find out they're actually in Mongol. Obviously, Mongol popped up at the end of the last issue, but we find out in this one that it's actually Mongol's world, his dream nightmare world that they're in. And
he's essentially Freddy Krueger, but scarier somehow.
if you want to put it that way, sure. And the Black Mercy gave him a child, the White Mercy, who then helped him create everything in this world. And then Poison Ivy, because she's connected to the green, ended up inside the world. And that's how Mongol learned that he wasn't in a real place. He was living in a fabrication created by Black Mercy.
Because they even mentioned in a little editor's caption that the last time Mongol was seen, he was buried under Black Mercy.
Yeah, which I have no idea when that was, where it was from, but...
I don't know, but that's all I needed to know.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And
so it makes sense that he's like, I think like they consumed his body, right? And so now all he's left is the stream world, and he wants to get back to
so, yeah.
his physical.
Although
that's how I read it, anyways.
Part of me thinks though we might just cut to a shot like some random planet in space where he just breaks out of Black Mercy. It's just like, yes, I'm awake now.
Yeah. If they do that moment's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, so they're using Ivy. The kids tricked Ivy into thinking that the kid has a connection. White Mercy has a connection to Ivy. So Ivy's doing all this to drain power from the characters who she doesn't know are Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. She's like, your husband and the woman and the billionaire, and because the White Mercy's told her to do this, and they're draining power from them so that the White Mercy can come out of the real world. He use their bodies as a conduit to exist.
Well, and that's because Superman processes sun as energy like a plant, and so if they can, basically they're personifying Black Mercy as it is, and through Superman can be given form. But we see at the end there that it's all three of them are basically being puppeted by White Mercy.
Yeah, that's our cliffhanger page. It's all three of them, and next issue is the final issue of the arc, I believe.
Yep.
So we're gearing up for the final. So there's a lot of fun action in the actual dream world though, where they're fighting Mongols. A lot of nice big 2-page spreads of all three of the heroes trying to like get in punches and stuff.
Also, the little Mongol baby with the big axe that cracked me up. Just like because of course in Mongol's world, this is how things operate.
Yeah.
Like it's the owner of War World.
I also like that. It really gave us Ivy's motivation for all this, and it played a lot into the mini that we just had.
Cycle of Life and Death.
Yeah, they brought that up in the editors note, yeah.
Yeah, did you guys read that?
Yes, I did.
I didn't.
Poison Ivy, what'd you think?
Yeah, I read it too. It was pretty good, actually. It wasn't like amazing, but it was solid.
Oh, yeah, it was, and it did give you insight to her that she still is a scientist, and she really only does things to forward her own goals. Like, she's not like one of these grandiose villains that wants to take over the world. In so much as like she wants to cleanse the world.
Yeah, she like genuinely wants to do good.
She wants to do good, but she just goes through it about in bad means. Yeah, and here it picked up on that thread there that she created 3 children through plant life modification, but being that they're plant based, they age too quick. Yeah. So by the end of that mini, they're ready to go off basically to college and leaves her alone again. So in this dream, it reaches out to her with another child and motivates her. So of course she can manipulate the Black Mercy and, get them to where they need to be.
But she's been tricked essentially because she doesn't know about Mongol. I mean that's made quite clear. I think that the baby is manipulating her. The White Mercy's controlling her so that she'll do its bidding, and that's what.
And I love the exchange between her and Lois about motherhood, and then that's what kind of drives her to free John. From the Black Mercy grip that she put him in the last one.
I will make a criticism about the arc though overall. I do feel like we had 3 issues in a row where it was like one was in Dream Gotham, one was in Dream Smallville, one was in Dream Themyscira. I do feel like we went those 3 issues without any hints of what was really going on, and I could have used a bit more of a breadcrumb throughout, just to tie the arc together, because it feels like it was just 3 individual issues of this dreaming. It's like, now it's almost the same problem that Connor had with the event, where now we know Eclipso is the one behind it all.
Yeah,
and I feel like I don't need to know that it was White Mercy, but I feel like there should have been hints of the kid been around or something,
or Mongol. even, you know?
Yeah.
Just something to tie it
Kind of.
together as an
It's
arc.
one of those things that I think will work better on a reread. Whereas with the event, I still think that even on a reread, we'll have the same problem because he doesn't show up till then. Whereas in this, it very clearly says that the kid was in the dreams, just in forms we didn't realize. So on a reread, it might read differently in that sense.
It might read better in trade in that sense, but that would be one criticism. Obviously, I enjoyed the issue. It was beautiful to look at.
And that art, man. I got a page in, and I was like, oh, man.
And how good was it seeing all the
favorite.
different Superman costumes?
Oh, so good.
Dead.
Well, yeah, sure, but it was
just
was
shows-
Manapul giving himself an excuse to draw as many as he could fit on a page.
Yeah. Well, just
it was
to explain for people who haven't actually looked at the book, what we're talking about here is there's a panel where Mongol's explaining what he was doing in the Stream world before the kid came along, and he's basically just been killing different versions of Superman over and over again. So we see him sitting in a throne surrounded by all these dead Supermen, and one's the Golden Age Superman, one's like,
Kingdom Come Superman,
Kingdom Come,
Soviet Superman.
one's post-crisis Red Pants, one's all different kinds.
Yeah.
So,
But he draws him like in the 80s Mongol sitting on that throne too, so it looks like Mongol for the Man Who Has Everything with the Black Mercy, which is a nice shout out. Which again, that's my favorite Superman story.
yeah, it's a Black Mercy story. So
Yeah, exactly. And so it was nice seeing that tied in. And I hope we get a Mongol burn moment, but maybe not from Superman. Maybe it's from John. Like, I had nothing else. I can't. that just paralyzed me. The thought of that. If we get that.
he's burned out there on love. That's nice. No, I think I saw this. I think it finally brought things together. Like I say, that it was while I was enjoying the previous 3 issues, this kind of finally brought everything together. Where I'm like, okay, I know what this is about, and I know what the focus is, and I'm glad to see Mongol. I'm glad to see the motivation for Ivy's really good. Actually, the way that she's been manipulated, I like all that.
Yeah.
So, especially since it's kind of like it's essentially just doing what it always does. It's tricking Ivy into thinking this dream thing's a real thing that she can help. Just it's a slightly different way, but it's the same idea essentially.
Yeah, which again plays off of her wanting to do good, but going about it in a bad way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just Manapul gets it, and I'm glad because for the longest time I thought he was one of those artists that wanted to tell stories. He would just have a really good storytelling partner, like when he was working with Buccellato on Detective and Flash. But here he's really standing out.
He's proven that he knows exactly what he's doing.
Exactly. So
he's one of those rare creative forces that can actually do both.
Gosh. And when him and Johns come back together now and they can share story points and tell like the ultimate Matt favorite story, that's it. Like
we might as well stop this podcast at that point because Matt's never going to have anything better.
No.
No, we need to keep going after that point because we have to get to the point where he accepts Batman as his Lord and Savior, and
yeah, right. Yeah, right. Good luck, Pete.